All right, guys, we got minor update notes for December 18th, 2025. As we head into the holidays, we want to extend our gratitude to everybody playing Borderlands 4. This community is beyond badass, and we're endlessly appreciative of your passion and feedback. We're stoked to bring you even more mayhem in 2026. Close out 2025, we're mixing things up with a triple threat of big encore bosses and a season's lootings to increase legendary drop rates for bosses. Starting today, this triple threat will feature 3 true bosses at once while our team logs off to celebrate Mercenary Day with our loved ones, or resume a weekly rotation of bosses with our minor update on January 8th. So no updates until January 8th. Meanwhile, during season's lootings, you'll be up to 5 times more likely to get a legendary drop outside of big encore bosses and Bloom Reaper as you grind for loot while this effect is live. Also, until January 8th, legendary loot drops will still be infrequent enough to feel special, in keeping with our overall design intent, aka friction. Friction! Guys, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but ksix.store, get your premium friction shirt now so you can truly enjoy the friction that is Borderlands 4. All right, this minor update covers weekly activities from December 18th to January 8th while we take time off for some holiday R&R. That stands for figuring out drop rates and re-ignoring them. There will be no change to weekly activities on January 1st, 2026. We're hard at work on your 2026 content, including new bounty packs, your first story pack, and a takedown. While we work on these longer lead projects, though, we want to know what weekly in-game activities you want to see more or less of. Take our survey. Oh boy. Guys, there's a survey. This is going to be great. Please restart your game to make sure that the update goes through and prevent connection errors. Blah, 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 blah. Change notes. Addressed an exploit where UVHM rewards can be redeemed in non-UVHM Bloom Reaper fights. Here's what was happening. If you ran Bloom Reaper on, let's say, Ultimate 1 and you platinumed it, you could then switch your game down to easy mode with Ultimate off, and you would get the platinum chest every time, even though it wasn't supposed to be available to you. Also, season's lootings. Again, this is an event that's just lasting until January 8th. Increases drop rates across Kairos with the exception of big encore bosses and Bloom Reaper the Invincible. You will have 5 times increased drop rates compared to the usual rates. This means if you're trying to farm the bod from Axe Mall, you will now have a 15% chance to get the bod, as opposed to the 3% that it was. So this is not the fix. This isn't even remotely the fix that I'm looking for this game. I genuinely want to see them actually fix the dedicated drops in this game. I don't know why this is complicated. Honestly, I really don't. I don't know why this is complicated. Borderlands 2, 10% dedicated drop rates. Borderlands 3, 10% dedicated drop rates. The problem with Borderlands 3 was, again, the world drops. Too many world drops. So then they took Wonderlands and they went a completely different direction and made dedicated drops hard to get again. And now we're on Borderlands 4 and they've made dedicated drops hard to get again. And like, at least they fixed world drops in Borderlands 4. I guess, you know, you want to look at it that way. All right, so our weekly big encore boss triple threat is the vault bosses, which is funny because we already had what, Origo? Is that who we had before? Yeah, we already had Origo, but if you missed out on Origo and you didn't get your god roll what's for dinner, which would be a triple amp roll, so it'll say 150% amp damage, look for that. If you didn't get your god roll Chaosin, now's a great time to get that. The Shatter White is one of the best Amon class mods. The Driver is great on Harlow. Kindred Spirits and the Kindred Spirits is decent on Vex, and the Buster is one of the best if you're doing Apophis Lance for our boy Rafa. The Bottled Lightning is actually crazy good versus the Crystals if you're fighting the raid boss too. So even if you've done this, if you didn't get those god rolls, or if you're missing out on some good rolls for your class mods, then definitely look for that. Radix has the Teen Witch, the Scientist, the Grinazerker, Forge Master, the Anarchy Shotgun, which is highly underrated, and there's still a glitch that still works with this thing. Allows you to do crazy damage with that. And then we got Inceptus. Now, Inceptus is the weak link here. I will say this, Inceptus has the Husky Friend. That's the only shiny you're going to get from him. Otherwise, his other drops not really worth bothering with. So get your shiny for that. All right, and then your weekly wildcard mission, you can get the Aegon's Dream. Definitely would say don't bother. Listen, I understand. I didn't expect to get much at all going into Christmas, so I am glad that we got something. Trying to look on the bright side of things here. It is nice that we got an event. If you don't have a ceramic bod, that's the Torgue Sticky bod that also has a dataless roll on it, now's your chance to get it, man. You're gonna have a 15% drop chance on it as opposed to the 3% that it normally is. Yeah, this is probably a great time just to like go chase any kind of loot that you need for any of your builds. So happy hunting. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.